Hello everybody, thank you once again for joining us. Yeah, you decided to stay, we're very happy about that. This little fella on my lap is called Dog, and we had a bit of a conversation earlier and wanted to talk to you about something. It's a kind of a big word, but it just means, okay, the word is interoception, and it just means it's a name for those senses that we have that come from inside ourselves. So when we feel hungry or thirsty, hot or cold, when we feel anxious and fearful, excited, when we feel an awareness of perhaps our breathing or our heart rate, these are feelings that are coming inside, and then they come to us on the outside, so we notice them, usually. Now, for many of us as autistic people, noticing those sorts of feelings can take us a bit longer. So, for example, I find it very hard to know when I'm thirsty. And that means sometimes I think I'll eat something because I think I'm hungry, but actually I was thirsty and I didn't realise it. I also find it hard to know when I am warm or cold. So I don't always wear the right clothes for the right season. This is different to knowing about things that we taste or smell or see. Those are our other senses. So they're from the outside coming in, but interoception is a sense that's from inside coming out. And Dog says that he finds it hard to know where he ends and where he begins. And I know this feeling well. When I was much younger, well, yes, I know, we don't have to go into all those details, how many years ago that was, but when I was much younger, I wore my cap all the time, even in bed, because my cap helped me know where I ended, where I stopped. I found it hard when I was going through doorways because I didn't know if I was going to bump into the door, if it would hit me. But my cap helped me feel the end of my body. So Dog sometimes doesn't quite know where his ears are. He doesn't quite know. He doesn't, sorry, I forgot to ask. He doesn't like me touching him. I should have checked. Sorry about that. You always ask if you can touch somebody, or if when somebody wants to touch you, you need to let them know. By touch, I mean like hug, shake hands, and I know we've got to do social distancing at the moment, but at home with Mummy and Daddy and our friends, we are in fact, and our brothers and sisters, we are allowed to have a hug, but it's still always wise to ask first. Now if we get back to that interoception I was talking about, sometimes we can do exercises, no, not those sorts of exercises, they're just ordinary things like stretching your fingers and closing them, stretching them and closing them. You've got paws, and that isn't quite the same, but I still think you could do it. What happens when we do this is we think about where we're feeling that. Where do I feel that stretch? And then I close them. Then I do it again. Where do I feel that stretch? It's good to hold that stretch. I don't mean hold it like you would hold a cup. I mean stay with the stretch for about 20 seconds. Yeah? And then when you do it again, you might just focus on a thumb, for example. Where did I feel that in my thumb? In my wrist? In my elbow? Where did I feel that? When we begin to notice these feelings when we do these sorts of exercises, do you know, it does something to our brain. No, it's good. It does good things to our brain. What does it do? It's hard to explain it exactly, but it enables our brain to connect with a feeling that's coming from inside. That feeling of stretch is an inside type feeling. Yeah. And why is that good? That's good because when we build up an understanding, our brain can help us identify other feelings. Like when we're anxious, when we're scared. And then, over time, this helps us regulate. That's another big word, regulate our emotions. Because if anything like me, when I was younger especially, I would go from sort of 0 to 100 in like an eighth of a second with a different feeling or emotion. So one minute I'm happy, boom, next I'm very, very angry. And it was really hard to work out why. There's a lot of things going on in between that I couldn't identify. But our interoception sense is what helps us identify those things so we can take better control over it. So instead of exploding, we can in fact calm down, make a choice, maybe go for a walk, maybe read a book, maybe just stay in our room. There are other things we can do so that we don't hit out. Does that make sense? I know it does take a bit of practice, you're right, it does take a bit of practice. And I still don't always get it right, but I'm better at it than I used to be because I'm more connected to that inside sense of who I am. Anyway, oh, gee, I think that was breakfast. I'm so sorry. Okay, so bye-bye everybody. Till next time we can gather and we can talk about something else. Bye.